Welcome to every movie I've ever seen. Today, the movie that I'm going to be talking about is Joyride. This is the 2001 horror thriller movie. It's about two brothers, played by Paul Walker and Steve Zahn, I think. And they're, off break from college or something. Or maybe, I think just maybe Paul Walker goes to college and the other guy is like a criminal or something, or just got out of jail or something like that, or in trouble. And, they got a CB radio in their car, and so they start messing with this trucker that they're talking to, and they pull a prank on him. And he doesn't care for that too much, so he gets mad and decides to try and kill them. I think the trucker is voiced by Ted Levine, known for Silence of the Lambs and the show Monk. I feel like it's odd that I know him more from the show Monk than Silence of the Lambs, which I haven't even actually seen. And that one girl, Lily Sobieski, I don't know how to say her name. She's in this too, which you don't see her much anymore. She was good in the stuff that I've seen her, like Impact. She was in some horror movie that had like House in the title. You don't see her around anymore. I think she quit acting or whatever. But I think Jim Beaver from Supernatural fame, which just ended, is also in the movie. He plays like a cop, which isn't too surprising. He was a cop in the show Harper's Island, which is a good show. But yeah, I like the movie a lot. It's not my favorite horror movie, but it's definitely up there amongst my favorite horror movies. One of the earlier horror movies that I saw. There was kind of like Joyride and Jeepers Creepers. Those were kind of like the earliest horror movies that I saw. Like, I'll throw the first Halloween in there too. And then eventually I started getting more into horror with the Saw movies. That was kind of like the gateway into the rest of the horror genre. About then 2016 saw The Witch. But yeah, I like the movie. I think it's pretty good. It's a horror movie, and I feel like sometimes with horror movies you lower the bar a little bit, maybe. Because if you look at it on paper, it's nothing special. I suppose it's really just Duel, which is like some Steven Spielberg, like an early black and white Spielberg film he made. Duel, it was like a TV movie, maybe, one of the earliest things he's done. It's just about like him, it's just about like some guy getting chased by a trucker, which I suppose isn't that crazy creative of an idea. I mentioned Jeepers Creepers, and he drives a truck and chases people. It's got the license plate, Be Eating You, and the one guy who's in the Kevin Smith movie Tusk, Justin Long, he thinks the license plate says Beating You, but it's Be Eating You, which is a clever little thing. I like Jeepers Creepers too. Jeepers Creepers as well, I should say. But, so yeah, I like the movie. I really like the character of Rusty Nail. Ted Levine has a good voice and works well for that. And I think Rusty Nail really works as like a horror villain in a way. Just this random shady dude in a truck talking about how much he likes rain, driving people off the road. It's simple, I think you kind of like the horror villains that are simple. It's why you like Michael Myers so much, because he's just kind of standing there, walking slowly to you until he stabs you with the kitchen knife. It's simple. I mean, maybe that makes them scarier in a way that they're simple like that. I don't know. I would have liked to see more Joyride movies. You get all these horror franchises that just go on and make like 12 movies, and they feel like they just go on forever, and they reboot them twice. I mean, how many Texas Chainsaws and Friday the 13th, and does any of them even take place on Friday the 13th? What is it? All those horror franchises, they just go on for too long, and Joyride only had 3 movies, which I guess is understandable, because Joyride 3, like, was really bad. I think it's about, like, racers or something. They're, like, I don't know. I don't remember much about Joyride 2. I'll have to rewatch that sometime. The only thing I remember is he interacts with them more in the sequels, which I don't like as much. I think it's better. It works better when he's just in the truck. You know, he's just in his truck driving around somewhere, and you look around and you see 5 trucks, and you think, is one of them Joyride? I mean, is one of them Rusty Nail? And I only remember the characters' names based on their call signs. You know, Rusty Nail obviously goes by Rusty Nail, but Paul Walker and his brother, they make up call signs. Paul Walker is, I think, Mama's Boy, and his brother, Steve Zahn, I believe, is Black Sheep. And then they make up the female character of Candy Cane. And so you get good Rusty Nail quotes in this. You know, he goes, "Ba ba Black Sheep," and Candy Cane. And then, of course, there's the famous, line of, "I like the rain. Keeps everybody inside, washes everything clean." Doesn't he, like, drive off a cliff in one of the movies, I think? I don't know. But yeah, you know, it's a decent horror movie. I like it. Nothing crazy, obviously. You know, a random anonymous guy in a truck trying to kill people. I feel like you could find a couple movies like that, but I like it. Probably never gonna see another one of these movies ever again, because it just doesn't seem like something that would work. I mean, it's not a recognizable name. If they announced that they were, you know, they wouldn't reboot Joyride or make a new Joyride movie. But honestly, I think this premise could work really well drawn out in like a TV show, Netflix original, you know, 8 episodes, and really play with like the psychological side of things, of not knowing who Rusty Nail is or where he is. But yeah. Anyway, I guess that's all I've got to say about Joyride.